We're here for the neighborhood subcommittee group, for discussion about using the placards versus the residential parking permits in the back central neighborhood group. So would the clerk please call a roll?
Chairman Leahy?
Here.
Counsel Mercia?
Here.
Counsel Samaras?
Here.
3 present.
Thank you. So with us tonight, we have Jim Troop, new title over in DPW for, assistant okay. And we have Eric Slagle and Nick Naven, who is in charge of parking temporarily now, and Mike Damaris hiding in the back, neighborhood services. So this came up from the back central neighborhood group. We wanted to have a discussion on what we feel could be the best solution to their parking problems in the back central area. So I don't know, maybe we should start hearing from the public first and then.
Sure.
Sure.
That'd be fine.
So if you want to come up to the mic and state your name and address, and we can start that way.
Good evening, my name is Bill Daly, live on Floyd Street, back central.
Is the mic on? Just maybe bend it a little. Yep, there you go.
My name is Bill Daly, I live in Floyd Street, I'm on the back central board. This all come about, what's happened is there's a lot of these placards that were out there in back central street. If you have a driveway or off-street park, you're not supposed to have placards. Well, these people go down and get a placard, and so it all starts there. And then what's also happened is
Sorry about that.
there's no enforcement of the, there's no one to go out and check that. And we were at a, excuse me for my hat, I lost most of my sight, I can't see unless I have a visor. So we've been fiddling around, having meetings and trying to decide what authority is supposed to enforce the parking ordinance. And the last subcommittee meeting we had, we thought we had an understanding that it was going to go to the parking department, which only makes sense. And that's the biggest problem in the city right now with the parking placards or whatever. These are all over the place. They're nailed to people's houses. People have them in their windows. You know, and people really don't know where they can park and where they can't park. So, I mean, that's one thing, the biggest problem with these placards and the parking is enforcement. And to this date, as far as I've been told, there hasn't been one citation issued for a violation of these signs, which is insane. So I'd like to make a recommendation that we'll try this again, have the parking department be charged with enforcing the parking placards in the city. I mean, that only makes sense. I said, I ask everybody, and they said, well, we all can do it. I said, yeah, but who's doing it? And to this date, there hasn't been one violation. And we all know of this one house on my street. There's a driveway and 2-car garage. Parking department went out and put a void sign on the sign. They tore it off. Think she's been cited? No. So, I mean, enough's enough. I mean, it's been in effect, and the prior administration said, well, we'll give it the soft sell. Well, the people are giving the city the soft sell. Let me tell you. So that's one thing I like to see enforced and have people, I mean, it's money in the kitty for the city. I mean, plus on the parking ordinance, when they first put this up, I came down and I spoke and I said, people's nature. I said, you have to tell it, A, B, this is where you park. They gave it a good shot, but what they did, they said, you get 20 feet from the center of the sign, which is in the ordinance. What they mean is, you put it at the edge of your property, you measure from the center of the sign, you get 20 feet. That's the way it was supposed to have been written, but it's not written that way. That's causing a problem. And then another section in the ordinance, it says it does not have to be centered on your property. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be at the end of it. I mean, so I'd like to see a couple of those in the ordinance and then sent out and, straighten that out. Have the people put it where they're supposed to be and then have it enforced. That'd be a big help to the city. On the other hand, placards versus residential stickers. Well, the placards, like I say, there's no one enforcing it. We need enforcement. But other cities, who use the residential stickers, the state, okay, they say you can do whatever you want with your streets, they're your streets. What they do is, like in the back central, where we have all the problems, on my street, sometimes you have 3 or 4 of these school vans. They're taking up the spots. I says, where are the people on the other side supposed to park? If you have like the residential stickers, you eliminate a lot of those problems. And what I would suggest is, like some of the other cities, they color code them. So, say like back central, you could give them a red sticker, and you can park on the one-way streets. I'm not saying eliminate the placards. I'm just saying some relief for the people, especially like myself, a taxpayer. I can't park out in the street. I can't find a place myself. Luckily, I have a driveway.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question, Bill?
Sure.
You say you're in favor of residential parking stickers?
Yes.
Okay, let's say that I lived in back Central Street and I got a residential parking sticker.
Right.
That would allow me to park on the street, right?
Oh, well, what I'm suggesting, you're right, if you did it.
But if I had a driveway and a residential parking sticker, that would defeat the purpose right there, wouldn't it?
Well, what I'm saying is, just on like the one-way streets, because what's happening is you're getting a lot of out-of-state or commercial vehicles parking there, and the other side of the street, you're having a hard time parking. If you did like just the one-way streets, I'm just throwing this out for, we're trying to find a solution here, is if you had the one-way streets with residential color coded, so like say, where you have them over by the university or up there in the acre, wherever, if you just had them like color coded, okay, on the one-way street, I'm not restricting, like we can park on both sides and the two-way street you can park. These other people, most of these streets in back Central Street are not as long as a football field. You could walk to the corner and park on a two-way street. And, you can get, as long as you can prove you're a resident on that street, you get it, 3 or 4, but it's first come, first served right now. You're restricting the people on the opposite side where you can't park from parking on your own street. That was a couple of ideas I had, versus the placards. From the get-go, everyone said, you're really hurting people on the one-way streets when you put the parking placards. And when we first talked about it, they said in the back Central Street they weren't going to issue placards for the one-way streets, which would have been fine too. But I said, as it stands now, you have the people with the placards in the middle of their property, and like I said, commercial vehicles. We're trying to get some parking for the other people on the street, is what we're looking for. And it seems logical if you give everybody on the street, I'm not saying take it from the other side, everybody has a residential sticker, first come, first serve. Right now, you're already restricted with all the placards and then the commercial vehicles. This will eliminate commercial vehicles and out-of-state vehicles, and the taxpayers, who the city should pay attention to, will have a fair shot at parking. Excuse me. Oh, and another thing that, my final on this is, I think I brought it up at the last subcommittee meeting, which the city, you know, might want to pay attention to. They're saying, what do you do about these illegal placards? How do we get them back? Well, basically, they're renting them anyways, but what the other cities do, every sign says